In our headlines this morning, Governor Obiano gives financial support to families of officers who died in active service. Speakers at the maiden edition of Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu Lecture call for resolution of all issues that led to the 1967 Civil War. BPP to mobilize modern technology in public procurement. On the foreign scene, UN says over 200 mass graves discovered in Iraq. Good morning and welcome to the news. My name is Nonye Nwokoye. Governor Willie Obiano has launched the 2018 Ember Month security operations in Anambra State. Government House correspondent Kenechukwu Ofoma was at Ekulobia Township Stadium where the event took place. And our reports.
The operation is a laudable vision of the governor, which has become an annual ritual to reinforce the activities of all the security agencies to secure all parts of the state through effective patrols, stop and search, constant presence and prompt response to distress calls throughout the Yuletide season. Also during the launch, the governor rewarded deserving men and officers across the various security agencies in the state who have distinguished themselves in their service, as well as presented financial support to families of officers and men who died in active service. Performing the function, Governor Obiano said his government has secretly launched the installation of 50,000 CCTV cameras across the state to be manned by professionals, which will provide support to the security agencies in their fight against crime.
I want to warn all criminals in Anambra or trying to come into Anambra to disappear, or they will disappear by force. We are ready, battle ready for any form of criminality. We have motivated our security forces. If you observe, we've gotten 3 additional detachments of Nigerian Mopo working in Anambra now. You'll observe some stop and search, mobile stop and search, so that you don't think they are still there. You see them somewhere else, and they will stop you, search, and it's 24 hours. Very important. 24 hours.
The State Commissioner of Police, Mr. Garuba Umar, revealed that the Ember Month's operations had commenced since the beginning of September to rid the state of all criminals, adding that the fallout of the operation will overflow to guarantee the smooth conduct of the electioneering process and ultimately the general election of next year.
And I say a big thank you to Your Excellencies for your vision and support. To the head of security agency in Anambra State, your zeal, ideas and contribution towards the internal security management of the state is highly appreciated. May I also use this opportunity to recognize and commiserate with the families of our colleagues who lost their lives in active service to their fatherland. We strongly believe that their labor shall never be in vain. It is our fervent prayer that God grant them eternal rest and give their families the fortitude to bear this irreparable loss.
The Coordinator of State Vigilante Services, retired Commissioner of Police Ike Chukwadoba, and the stakeholder in Agwata Council area, Chief Titus Anibogu, said the security in the state has been adjudged the best in the country because of the invaluable contributions of Governor Obiano and his strategic planning. In a vote of thanks, the Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of Zone 9, Mr. Hosea Kama, said the exercise marks another milestone in the efforts of the Obiano administration towards providing adequate security to Anambra.
We are going to witness unprecedented movement of criminals out of Anambra State into neighboring states. You have to give them the key, you have to tell them the secret. For all the other services, I want to congratulate you, because without unity, all their efforts will be exercised in futility.
The widows of some policemen who died in active service who were rewarded by the governor at the event, Mrs. Esther Ocheke and Mrs. Rachel John Aboli, thanked the governor for remembering them and prayed God to reward him immensely. The governor also, during the exercise, handed over 50 smart motorbikes to the police for effective patrol across the hinterlands. From Ekulobia in Agwata Council area, I am Kene Chukwuofoma reporting for ABS News.
Thank you, Kenechukwu. The enthronement of a new, better and prosperous Nigeria may not be achieved without recourse to the ideals represented by late Dean Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu. This stopped discussions at the maiden edition of Dean Odumegwu Ojukwu Memorial Lecture at the Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu University Ibarriam campus. Government House correspondent Ejike Abana reports that the event was attended by Governor Willie Obiano, Ambassador Bianca Ojukwu, traditional rulers, government functionaries, professors, the academia, the clergy, and legal luminaries. His report is here presented.
That was the atmosphere reliving Nigeria's history, the journey, the travails, pursuits, challenges, and prospects at the Chief Ben Nwazojie SAN Law Auditorium of the institution, the venue of the event. Governor Willie Obiano, who was represented by his deputy Dr. Nkemo Okeke, proposed a rallying point for Ndi Igbo to project their voice through political awareness, adding that Ndi Igbo have great minds and entrepreneurs to achieve whatever they will.
We no longer have bureaucracies like Uganda. What people need is a man or a woman that we all can rally behind. A man or woman, when they speak, we all listen.
Guest lecturer Professor Chidi Odenkalo, who lucidly demonstrated the Nigeria's historical perspective, lamented that while many people knew the name Ojukwu as being synonymous with civil war, very few knew his other sides that laid the foundation for a united Nigeria, which is why he advocated the need for sustenance of the lecture series to drum home his good legacies. Professor Odenkalo, who spoke on the topic Between Force of Reason and Reason for Force, Legacy of Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu, centered the discussion on Ojukwu's patriotism, politics of state creation and existence, political and military stratification, regional integration, self-determination and humanitarianism, stressing that the reason and controversies surrounding the war have not really gone away. Earlier, the chairman on the occasion, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, noted that Nigeria remains a work in progress which can be properly understood and worked on with adequate reflection of Dean Ojukwu's sacrifices and contributions to the country.
If you are an Igbo man in Nigeria, dead or alive, at least from 1960s to 60s till date, you haven't heard about and you have not debated about the man and what he represented and still represents, then you are either not a Nigerian.
Ambassador Bianca Ojukwu, while appreciating state government and the university management for instituting the lecture series, noted that ABGA is one of the legacies of her late husband, as such should not be allowed to wane.
That in so many years, since its inception, nobody thought of this initiative. On behalf of the entire Odumegwu family, we are most grateful.
From the Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu University, Ibarriam campus, Ejike Abana, ABS News.
Meanwhile, in the following report, our correspondent Emmanuel Chibata captures other high points and takes away from the maiden Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu lecture. His report.
The essence of the lecture was to mark the birthday of the late Doyen of Igbo land, who hails from Nnewi, born in 1933 and died in 2011, as well as also keep in mind and refresh the memory of what late Ojukwu stood for. Welcoming the gathering, the acting vice-chancellor of the university, Professor Greg Makobi, noted that the lecture, which is the first of its kind, is to lay background for subsequent lectures for the future. He added that the epoch-making event is such a great one, where the wealth of Anambra people, who are highly regarded as wealthy people, should be utilized to expose the people on events of history and education.
History is needed here in our university. As we have gathered, we have the first memorial lecture
in honor of that Oxford University scholar, a law scholar of Nigeria, and an Igbo man of character and integrity, who loved his country and people so dearly.
In his speech, the patient, Chief Uche Ezechukwu, affirmed that the late icon was a man who had sacrificed much to bring succor to people who were being haunted and haunted in a country they had called their own. He described Ojukwu as a superb man who died for the benefit of his people, but was subdued by a combination of forces too huge for any man or society to withstand, and therefore explained that he should be seen as someone important in the course of history.
This lecture as Dean Ojukwu at 85. So what I meant was that if Ojukwu were alive and with us today, he may have been, and the celebration would have been of a different dimension, would have been clinking glasses, backstabbing and so on and so forth. But it wasn't going to be as serious-minded and as intellectual as it is now. He was seen as a man who had grabbed and subdued a lion with his bare hands.
The event was marked with 1 minute silence for the deceased and cutting of posthumous birthday cake. From Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu University, Igbariam, I am Emmanuel Chibata reporting for ABS News.
Away now from the memorial lecture, the Anglican Church in Anambra State has held a one-day prayer rally for good governance and peaceful conduct of the 2019 general elections. The prayer rally, which took place at the Dr. Alex Ekweme Square in Awka, attracted Governor Willie Obiano, all the 9 Anglican bishops in Anambra State and their wives, captains of industry, clergy and their wives, and all, as well as the President General, Joint Council of Knights, Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion. Sir Isaiah Ezeka, among others. Our correspondent Valentine Mbadoga completes the story.
Speaking during the event, the Archbishop Ecclesiastical Province of the Niger and the Anglican Bishop of Nnewi Diocese, Most Reverend Godwin Obala, said that the essence of the prayer rally, which is an annual event, was to seek the face of God in the myriads of problems facing the country, especially insecurity, hunger, starvation, and maladministration. Most Reverend Obala maintained that the Church must be alive in her role of moral rejuvenation in order to enthrone a God-fearing and decent society, and called on all Christians, irrespective of denomination, to see themselves as one, in addition to being their brother's keeper.
Of laity should order his life and that of his family to witness for Christ by word and deed. Will you be able to do this? I will. God be my helper.
Contributing, the Anglican Bishop of Awka Diocese, Right Reverend Alexander Ibezin, called on the people to always pray for those in leadership positions in view of the challenges associated with their positions.
Only God can save our country from the impending clash of rugged political giants. He alone will deliver our nation. The citizens of this country are readily and callously shortchanged by those in power.
In an address, the Secretary of the Planning Committee, Reverend Canon Justin Onyakamusi, thanked the state government for its support to the success of the event, assuring that the Church will always remember her in its prayer. In a remark, Governor Willie Obiano, who was represented by the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the Awka Capital Territory Development Authority, Venerable Amechi Okosa, described prayer as key to success and called on Christians not to relent in praying for the smooth conduct of the 2019 general elections.
He expressed his great delight because he is a Christian fundamentally, and we all know the importance of prayers. And everything we do in the government house, we pray before we do that. It's a wonderful thing to do, because prayer is the key.
The event, which was facilitated by the Anglican Bishop of Agwata Diocese, Right Reverend Samuel Ezofo, featured prayers for the nation, the states, and families in distress. In Awka, Valentine Mbadowa reporting for ABS News.
Now to our national news. The Bureau of Public Procurement, BPP, will henceforth utilize modern technology in public procurement to further the reform process. The Director General of BPP, Maman Amadou, made this declaration at the Zonal Stakeholder Workshop on the development of the category matrix for the National Database of Contractors, Consultants and Service Providers in Abuja yesterday. He stated that the whole world is going electronic in the public procurement process and that Nigeria has also joined the rest of the world to ensure that the best global practices in public procurement process is strictly adhered to by going digital in order to allow for more participation, efficiency and transparency to ensure that the public procurement reform receives the needed attention and to deliver ultimately for the good of the country. Maman Amadu advocated for all professional bodies to be fully involved in the reform process. Suleiman Hassan Zama, the Minister of State Works, also lent his voice to emphasize the critical nature of the categorization matrix, stating that it will allow for a more robust participation of all stakeholders to give room for specialization in their different fields of expertise. He also mentioned the need to ensure that in the categorization matrix, that the local contractors are also considered due to their fundamental role in the infrastructural development process of the country. An on-air personality of the Anambra Broadcasting Service, ABS, Sandra Abba, has emerged the Nigeria Achievers Award NAA 2018 Radio Personality of the Year. The award was presented in Lagos during a ceremony to mark this year's edition. Correspondent Daniel Ezigwe has an update.
Sandra Abba, who goes by the moniker Blondie, is the presenter of a popular relationship program, Smooth Talk, on ABS 88.5 FM every Tuesday by 9:30 p.m. Super Saturday Jams every Saturday by 9:30 p.m. Spelling Bee, the kiddish educational program, also on ABS 88.5 FM every Saturday. According to the award body's website, fans would have to nominate any great achiever or accomplishment worth celebrating in their world, field, or anyone that is doing great works and inspiring other people, and had over 1,000 nominations coming through its website as at August 23rd when the voting process commenced. The Director, Programs Department, ABS, Mrs. Kate I.G. Okeke, applauded Ms. Abba's intense work rate and commitment to the broadcasting profession, adding that the award has provided a solid platform for the awardee's professional future.
First of all, I would like to say that she actually took after me, because what she does on radio is what I used to do before she came. And so when this award came, I wasn't surprised that she would back that award, because she actually knows what she is doing on radio. Sandra is somebody that can keep you glued to the radio station from start to finish.
Veteran broadcaster and colleague of the award winner, Mr. Roy Ekunife, recalled of Ms. Abba's outstanding impression through her popular radio programs and noted that her performances exemplify the success of the ABS brand.
Somebody very, very committed. Somebody that is down to earth, you know. She respects everybody. Anything, if you, as a senior colleague, you know, if you give her instructions, you know, she carries out the instruction. And I think that has contributed to her winning the award, because she's very, very ready to learn anywhere, anytime.
For the award winner, who said it is her first nomination and award on a 3-year profession as an on-air personality, noted that the ABS have provided for her a stepping stone to a great broadcasting career through its peerless media standards.
I was really confident, because I also had, other nominees, great people, I must say, from other radio stations. But then, at the end of the day, I emerged. But that doesn't mean they're not good. But then, let's just say it's a good one on my own side. So my fans, if they don't like what I do, they wouldn't vote for me. So yeah, I think it's all about my style of presentation.
In Oka, Daniel Ezigwe, reporting for ABS News.
Another big congratulations to Sandra Abba there. Now in foreign news, more than 200 graves containing the corpses of thousands of victims have been discovered in areas formerly controlled by the Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant, a UN report has revealed. The report by the UN Human Rights Office and the UN Assistance Mission documented the existence of 202 mass grave sites in the northern and western Iraqi governorates of Nineveh, Kirkuk, Salah al-Din, and Anbar. The dead include women, children, and elderly and disabled. as well as members of Iraq's armed forces and police. These deaths occurred in what the United Nations has called a systematic and widespread campaign of violence, which may amount to war crimes, crimes against humanity, and genocide. It may be difficult to specify the exact number of people in the graves, with the smallest site in West Mosul believed to contain 8 bodies, while the biggest in the Kasfa Skindel south of Mosul is believed to contain thousands of corpses. The UN has said previously that almost 33,000 civilians were killed by the group in Iraq, with more than 55,000 injured. The report notes that the site could provide critical forensic material that can lead to the identification of victims and help understand the scale of crimes committed by ISIL. Now, sports. Strikers Stephen Fletcher and Matt Phillips have been recalled to the Scotland squad for their final 2 Nations League group games against Albania and Israel later this month. Defender Charlie Mulgrew is also included, despite a recent rib injury. Ryan Christie, Gary McAsteven, and uncapped Michael Devlin retained their places after being called up midway through the Scots' last double-header. Scotland visit Albania on 17 November and hosts Israel 3 days later. Israel, who beat Scotland last month, lead League C Group 1 by 3 points, but have played a game more than both Scotland and Albania. Head coach Alex McLeish is without several key players, including strikers Stephen Naismith and Leigh Griffiths and defender John Souther. Remember that you can listen and follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by logging on to our website www.absradiotv.com. Like us at www.facebook.com/ABS Radio Television. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at ABS Radio TV. Now, the main points of the news once again. Governor Obiano has given financial support to families of officers who died in active service. Speakers at the maiden Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu lecture has called for resolution of all issues that led to the Civil War in 1967. BPP is to mobilize modern technology in public procurement. And from the foreign scene, we brought you a report that UN has said over 200 mass graves have been discovered in Iraq. And that's the news for this morning. Thanks so much for your time. My name is Nonya Nwokoye. Good morning, Anambra continues after now. Join us.